question is, how can we engineer accurately and precisely human parts for human body? So that's one of the questions we are trying to answer with this research. So you all see the baby at the bottom. The baby has something called cleft palate, which is basically a hole in the roof of its mouth. Now the current treatment modality for that is repeated surgery as the baby is growing to kind of cover up the defect. And that's not going to be good for the baby, right? So imagine this, the parents bring the baby to the clinic, we scan the baby, and we create a 3D model made of actual living bone cells, and we place it within the oral cavity of the baby where the defect is. And then that's it, you're done. And then you can monitor the baby, but as the baby is growing, this bone which we kept inside is going to adapt to the baby's mouth, and the baby is not going to have any issues with cleft palate. Now that's the dream. That's one of the long-term goals we are going to look at, but there are other uses also. So the initial step for that is I have scanned jaw bones, which you see at the top right, using a CT machine, and we send that images over to a 3D printer, and that prints out models. Those are the models you see at the top left. Now then I compare these models with the actual jawbone and see how accurately it is being reproduced. And our initial results indicate that they are highly accurate reproduction. Now the second step to this is we do the exact same thing, but instead of doing a regular 3D printer, we use something called a bio 3D printer, which is the machine you see at the bottom there. Now the bio 3D printer will also make a model, but this is going to be made of actual living bone cells. That's a key difference. And once we have that, we will measure, we will compare between the actual bone model and the bio 3D printed model to again evaluate how accurate the reproduction is. Now, and the final step for this would be actually clinical trials with patients, where we work with the patients and create processes for them. Now, this is not just for cleft palate. We can extend this to other tissues also and other body areas also. And there are ongoing research to look at both hard tissue as well as soft tissue 3D printing. And as a dentist, one of the most exciting things I have come across is 3D printed teeth. You know, you go into your dentist, you think you need an implant for your teeth, and you think, oh, I have to put a metal screw inside my mouth. And the dentist says, oh, no, come back next time, and I will have a teeth ready for you. It's your own teeth, we can place it inside your mouth. And that's the kind of thing that kind of excites me to do this. And that's what we are trying to do. We are trying to bring in an age where you can have personalized precision processes for the patient. And that's what we want. Thank you.
Thank you, Suvendra. That was great. So tell us all a little bit more about yourself and where you're from.
So I'm from India. I come from a small state on the southern side of India. I finished my dental degree from there. And I've been studying in University of Texas at Houston. I finished my master's in public health there. I worked for a couple of years at the School of Biomedical Informatics. And then 1 year back, I got into the residency program here at the dental school. And that's a radiology residency program plus oral science master's degree. And I've been enjoying Iowa ever since. Yeah.
So what do you do when you're not working?
Oh, I like to read books, fiction, comics, nonfiction, all those things. I love to eat. That's the one big thing I miss about Houston. You know, a lot more Indian restaurants than in here in Iowa City.
Do you have a favorite restaurant in Iowa City?
Indian-wise, there's this is not an endorsement, but there is a Haveli over at the Highway 6. I think that's a really good Indian restaurant. And I like Bluebird and Stella. I like those.
Yeah, I'm checking your jacket. I don't see any sponsorship patches. So. All right, thank you very much, Suven.
Thank you.